Hey, Nate. Right out front, Eli Akabai, Sports 360 AZ. So this team's been solid on defense all year long, but no example better than last game. At what point throughout the year did you see the defense that you said to yourself, okay, they're ready for the playoffs? And what was that sign for you?
Yeah, I think it started in training camp. Obviously it was a new team from a year ago. We knew we needed to be better at that end. I think AT kind of really sets the tone, and everyone has bought in. We've got some guards that really compete on the ball, and our bigs are willing to help, and we just kind of know that this every possession we're going to make it tough, and that's our job. And yeah, I mean, I think the two areas, if we can keep them off the free throw line and rebound the basketball, that's when we become elite.
Hi, Nate. Building off of this question or about your defense, your defense has gotten, I guess, a reputation of being quite physical. Like, physicality is a word that's used a lot. I guess, why do you think that is?
I think it's our players that we have. Maybe it's my background just coming up. I mean, I'm getting old now, but coming up through the D League, which is now the D League, and I always try to take pride in having our teams guard. When I was a head coach way back when in that league, I think that's one of the tougher leagues, and I always kind of took pride in if you could get your team to guard at that level, you're doing a pretty good job. And yeah, I think it just there's going to be nights where you make shots, miss shots. Obviously, everyone talks about our positionless basketball and how we want to shoot threes. And I don't think we've shot it particularly well in the series yet. But I do know that we're going to compete each and every possession at that defensive end. And, to be good defensively, I don't think you can be soft or go through the motions. So a word that we do use is physicality.
Ka spoke this morning about being the thermometer for the team and what you've said all week, don't get too high, don't get too low. How much have you leaned into her for that this season, and how much will you tonight?
Yeah, again, collectively, like I guess as a team, we're a new group, but we've got some veterans that have been through this. They've played at different stages, different levels, different series in their career. This is kind of the first time we're going through it together. Yeah, I was proud the other night. I mean, obviously we played extremely well, but it was just one game, right? New York did their job in game one. We did our job in game two, and this is going to be a completely different game. So, yeah, I think Ka has done a really good job all year of not allowing us to get too high or too low, and we're going to need that again tonight.
Hey, Nate, Colin Harmon, ABC 15. I'm curious what, if anything, you learned about your group on Wednesday night, just being in a situation that you can't simulate in practice or the regular season that maybe can carry over into tonight.
Yeah, I was, again, extremely proud of just our grit, our toughness. It was a good first quarter. Both teams kind of went back and forth, and then we just stepped up defensively, and we really competed the next 3 quarters, to be quite honest, at that end. And New York is as talented offensively as anyone in our league. 1 through 6, 1 through 7, and so you can't afford to give them looks. I thought in game one we kind of had some mess ups on our guard-to-guard screening defensively, and I thought Kalia, Sammy, and Ka really did a good job of cleaning that up. But yeah, I think we saw a step in the right direction, just as far as collectively as a new group going on the road and winning in a tough environment. But we're going to need, we haven't done anything yet, right? I think that's the message is, it's 1-1 and winner takes all here tonight.
Coach, all the way back here. I know you've talked all year about the rookies and their poise and sort of how they've been ready for the moment. I'm just curious how you've seen that translate over to the playoffs and sort of how you'll expect to see that tonight in a winner-take-all game.
Yeah, you know, Kat and Mo have played extremely well all season. They're not afraid. You know, Kat didn't get a lot of minutes the other night, but her minutes were very impactful. I think you know, teams see her check in, and obviously she doesn't have the height that some of the players that she's defending, but we believe in her defense. We believe in her pick and roll coverages, and then yeah, Mo. I thought game 2, she got off to a slow start defensively. And Sammy came in and it did a good job of tracking Sabrina. And then when Mo came back, she really played a lot better. And we're going to need that tonight from the start.
Hey, coach. So you lose game 1 in overtime at home in front of the home crowd. Now you get a chance to come and take the series back at home. So what does it mean for your team to be able to take the series in front of a home crowd? And can you kind of describe the atmosphere that this home crowd brings?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for the X factor that, you know, they hadn't had a playoff game here in 4 years, and so to get a winner take all, a game 3 against the defending champs is pretty cool. I would, you know, anticipate a great crowd, just like there was a great crowd in game 1. There was a great crowd in game 2. I've just been very impressed with the crowds in the W playoffs in general, right? It's really neat to see the cities coming out and supporting their teams. It just makes for a fun atmosphere.
Hey, coach. How important is it to get off to a quick start here in game 3, considering the past 2 games, the offense really didn't start to click until the second quarter?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. These are games where you don't want to wait. You want to get off to a good start. I mean, with that being said, you know, these games are a game of runs, right? And so, you know, I don't know if we'll go on the first run or they'll go on the first run, but to me, it's like, how do you respond?
Nate, what's it feel like on the sideline in a win or go home game?
Well, we'll find out. No, no, I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. These are the moments that you live for. You know, when I took this job, this is, you know, these are the kind of games that you want to prepare yourself for and be confident. Obviously, you know, I'm human just like the players. You know, I'm nervous but excited. I think we're ready. It's going to be a ton of fun.
And with the spacers that New York has on offense, it's hard to kind of win that war of taking away space.
Yep.
How do you feel your team has kind of evolved in that over the course of this series?
Yeah, you know, they've put us in a bunch of horns action and 77 action. So to me, they've really tried to play 3-on-3 basketball in the middle of the floor. We've tried to shrink out of the corners. I thought in game 1 we were pretty thin and along the baseline, so we kind of allowed them to play with more space. And then the other thing, they play a bunch of empty pick and roll, so it's, you know, Sabrina and Stewie, and then there's 3 on the other side. So we've really tried to shift with the ball. It makes it tough when they've got such great shooters. I think Mac has done a good job guarding JJ on the perimeter. You know, anytime there's a stretch 4-5 on the floor, it presents problems for your defense. But as the series has gone on, I've been pleased with how we're trying to take away that space, and not only just off the ball, but you know, we've kind of talked about the physicality on the ball. Can our 2 players guard their actions?
Hey, coach, over here.
Yep.
So, during game 2 on Wednesday, you were seen on the live TV telling your players to rebound, and rebound. How much of an emphasis do you look on the rebounding in a decisive game 3 in front of the home crowd tonight?
Yeah, great question. They had 25 points in the first quarter and 9 second chance points, and I believe in the second quarter they didn't have any. Yeah, I mean, you saw last night, right? Las Vegas won that game on a putback, right? I believe that was their only second chance points of the whole game, and so they come in different forms. And you know, to me, your defense starts after a made or missed shot, and it doesn't finish until you get a rebound. And so we can't relax once the shot goes up. We all 5 have to get in the battle. Awesome, thank you.